All right, what's up, man? Back with another book review, and today we got this bad boy right here, uh, Mastery by Robert Greene. I will say this is my favorite book I've read so far. Uh, and I have a couple of other Robert Greene's, couple of other books by Robert Greene. And one thing I like that Robert Greene does is that he uses a lot of historical anecdotes in his writing to get his point across and kind of explain like what he's talking about. And I really like that. I really like that about him. And I watch a lot of his YouTube interviews. I like the things he talks about. I like the way his mind works. So yeah, I'll definitely read up on some other of his books. I have two of his other ones. I have the Art of Seduction, and I have the Laws of Human Nature. So I'll get on those in due time. But yeah, so basically, what this book is about. It's not about necessarily. Well, it's more like a framework for how to go about mastering something. It's not necessarily like one formula for how to do it. Is what these are his words. Not necessarily how to do it, but some guidance on how you can how you can unlock mastery in something, or like different techniques you can try to get to that level, right? And I took a decent amount of notes in this one. So this video might be a little bit long. Might have to break it into two parts. Yeah, I wrote some shit in this. So yeah, so in the introduction part of the book, there's this quote I wrote down, and it says, "Time will expose your weakness and impatience." Matter of fact, let me tweet that. Let me tweet that. You know what I'm saying? Let me tweet that right quick. Time will expose your weakness and impatience. Oh, shit. Hey y'all, follow me on Twitter. One Matt.J. I mean one Matt J. You know what I'm saying? Follow all my socials. But yeah. Time will expose your weakness and your impatience. And that's just facts. Like, if you don't really take the time to really dig into what you're doing and learn it and understand it, bro, sooner or later you're going to come across a situation where it's going to show that you wasn't prepared. And I'll say, in my opinion, that ain't always necessarily a bad thing, because that's the only way you're going to learn and get better. And that's in any situation. Like, if you play basketball one-on-one and a nigga keep playing you to your left, you ain't got no left hand. Let's say you've been beating everybody 2, 3, 4 weeks straight, and then one dude just noticed, oh, he can't go left, and he start pushing you left. He exposed time. It took a little bit of time, but he exposed your weakness. You know what I'm saying? He pulled your card. Or say you know how to really get to the bucket, and somebody not letting you get to the bucket, you're gonna meet that one person that make you shoot. And you're gonna expose your weakness. You know what I'm saying? So I got that one out of there. All right. So next, on page 29, and that part was that quote was in on page 9 that I got. But this on page 29, it says strategies for finding your life's task. Right? And matter of fact, let's go to page 29. Let me see. I'm trying to find where he actually defined your life task. But man, your life's task is basically like the thing you feel like you meant to do. It's something like a purpose, but he has like a little bit of different definition for it. I can't remember what he said. But the strategies for finding your life's task. So he broke this down. So he has 5 obstacles in finding your life's task, and then he has the 5 basically the things that you do to get around that. Right? So I'll just say it in comparison. So the first one is the first obstacle is the voices of others infecting you. So whenever you want to do something and you hear people saying, basically, man, people talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, or not even talking shit, or like trying to tell you what to do. Like when you got your own vision and your goal, and people just trying to have their own input on it. And it's good to have. I will say it's important to have good counsel, like people around you. But it has to be people whose opinion you respect, and people who are in a place of life in some way, shape, or form, in some part of life where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. But basically, yeah, when other people saying this and that, whether they either talking down on you or just trying to get you to do this and that, you know what I'm saying? They don't really align with what you really feel is right. And the strategy against that would be returning to your origins. So that's more so like just getting back to the basics of like what you feel like your plan is, where you feel like you headed. You know what I'm saying? What you feel me? What like get back to the basics, like settle down, lock in, like clear your mind, and just get back to the things you feel like made you, I guess I say made you happy, or things you feel like serve you some type of purpose or made you feel some type of fulfillment. Like get back to the basics of that and then follow that. The next obstacle is fighting for limited resources. And so for that, it would be occupy the perfect niche. Right? So I really like this one because fighting for limited resources. So let's say you like, and I like to use sports as examples, bro, because it's easy. Like sports translates to life real well. So and I think I'll do this in like parts of like 30, 40 minutes. But yeah. So if you're trying to get to the NBA, it's only so many spots there. That's a limited resource, a spot on the NBA roster. Or like, if you're trying to make, let's see. Or like, if you're trying to make, let's say you're making YouTube videos. And let's say you want to do, I don't know. Like, it's a lot of people that do reaction videos. So you got to find your niche in that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to make it you. You know what I'm saying? And this was what really gave me my idea for the things I do now. And I'll tell y'all, so what I thought was really cool, there was a girl in the book. And actually, let me go to it. Page 29. And she was really smart. It was an Asian girl. And she was really smart. And what she did was she pioneered a new lane of like science or whatever, because she was really into tennis, but she was real smart like with robotics and stuff. So what she did was she took, and matter of fact, let me get her name. That's what I really wanted to get. She took that. What's her name? Oh yeah, Yoki Matasoka, right here, right? So she took her two passions. Like she went to UC Berkeley, I think that's what she went, UC Berkeley, and she was on like the robotics team. And what she did was she took her passion for like tennis, because she wanted to make the hand for the robot. So she studied like the mind-hand connection and like how the hand worked and like all kind of stuff. Like apparently she learned like it's some kind of bump on like one of your fingers that help you grip stuff hard like better or something like. And she made her own. It's called like neuro robotics, and she made her own lane. And I feel like I'm making my own lane with this because I be matching the so I like clothes, but I also like learning in stocks and books and stuff. So I figure it'd be cool to match my outfits to the stocks and books I'm looking at, or like just random little books and stocks. Like I match my outfit to, you know what I'm saying? If you want to see that, follow me on the ground. One Matt J. And I got another Instagram that I post in conjunction with it where I post my trades, Matt Born Rex. But yeah, I feel like that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna run with it. But yeah. So next, the third obstacle is choosing false paths. And then the thing he got there would just be avoid the false path. I think what he talked about in that one, I think that one has something to do with Mozart or something. Avoid, yeah, avoid the false path. Yeah, Mozart. What? So with Mozart, he was like his dad. Basically, his dad wanted him to play certain kinds of music and work for these certain kind of people, but he didn't feel like that was creative enough for him. He didn't feel like it was serving him well, so he ran. He left home and started doing his own thing, and that's when bro really became like a genius. Like that's when his best works was released, when he got from up under his dad and went and did his own thing. You know what I'm saying? And like follow his own path. Um, the next one is getting stuck in the past, and then the strategy against that would be, let go of the past. Now that one, that was pretty much self-explanatory. And 5, losing your way, and then it's finding your way back. And I don't necessarily remember what that one was, so let me go back to that. Finding your way back. Well, let me go back to where he broke it down. Buckminster Fuller. This was the... This is how you know this real. Because I didn't look at my notes before honestly, I can't even really remember what that was about. But I don't want to take too much time on the video. I'm going to just keep it 100 with y'all. So I'm going to skip that part. I'm going to be so 100 with y'all. But, so yeah. Next, page 55. He talks about practical knowledge. So I wrote down a quote. He says, practical knowledge is the ultimate commodity and what will pay you dividends for decades. And basically, he's saying, like, you can have all the book knowledge in the world, and you can, like, you can learn. You can learn. You can know everything. Well, nobody can know everything. But it's like until you put it in practice and you get that hands-on experience and you get a feel for what you're doing, that's what's really gonna like solidify you in what you do. You know what I'm saying? I can watch thousands of videos how to shoot the perfect jump shot. They tell you tuck elbow. You know what I'm saying? Wrist flick. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But until I get in that gym and I put them shots up, it ain't gonna, it don't, I ain't gonna say it don't mean nothing, but that's not what's gonna, serve me the best in terms of like getting stuff done, and actually learning about what I'm doing. Page 64, another quote, another part I took out of the book. I don't want to call it a quote. I guess I could call it a quote because he wrote this, but page 64. Trying something over and over again grounds you in reality, making you deeply aware of all your iniquities. And that kind of goes back to the other one. Like once you try something and you do it and you see where you're lacking at, that's how you gain that sense of, like I said, a sense of where you are, and you get that grounding, like he said, and you really see where you at. Like I'm going to the gym, I'm playing one-on-one with everybody, and I'm noticing, okay, he beat me this way. Okay, he beat me this way. Okay, I can't. All right, I'm lacking on defense when it comes to this. I can't slide, but I got quick reaction time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just learn different little stuff. You know what I'm saying? You jumping in the stock market, you trade, okay, I got in this trade too early. Okay, I held this one too long. Okay, this stock moved like this. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's how you gain that. Moving out in the world, you starting a business. Okay, I dropped this promo too early. Okay, I need to do my thumbnails for this. Okay, I need to start promoting over here. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to start doing it to see where you at for real. Um, Another thing I got, it says to be creative in what you do, you must know and understand other forms of it, and that's on page 63. And what he's getting at there is like studying adjacent fields to what you do. So, um, let me see. If you are, hmm, there was some examples of it too. Let me see, page 63. 63. Okay, matter of fact, I have my own example. So I was studying this company. I was studying Viva Systems. If you don't know, I have a Viva Systems company breakdown out on my page right now. If you want to learn about that business model, what they do. But I was learning about the CEO. So Viva Systems they're a CRM for the life sciences. So like customer relationship management. If you don't know what that means, it basically helped them handle all of their customers, their business, like their communications and stuff like that. And they're based in the cloud. But what the CEO did was he would learn and study things, or he would talk to other CEOs because his product is software. But he would talk to see like people who had businesses that provided things to the hospital and hardware, like actual machinery and stuff. Because that isn't exactly where he is in the marketplace, but it's adjacent to what he does. They both service the life sciences. They both service healthcare and things like that. Or let's say I play music and I play the violin. You know, I might go learn how to play the guitar. Or I might go learn how to play the piano to get a different perspective on things. Like if I'm a rapper, I'll go listen to some R&B. Or if I'm a country singer, I'll go listen to some heavy rock, some neo soul or something. Like to get a different perspective and add, and pull things into my the way I like to do things. And that's what's gonna make you great at a lot of things that you do. Basketball players study other basketball players. Football players study footwork like a basketball player learning how to box or play tennis or play soccer to get their footwork right? Something like shit like that. Um, Next on page 66, apprenticeship. Okay, it's not a note, but it's something I wanted to go look at. So this book says it talks a lot about apprenticeships and like not necessarily being under someone, but that period of time where you dig in and you study and you dedicate a lot of time and like whatever craft you're doing, like that apprenticeship phase. And they said a good apprenticeship phase probably about 10 years, about 10 of the thing. But yeah, 63. So two of them that I have stood out were Thomas Edison and Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin. So what he did was, man, I should have read through this before I did this, so I could actually have like the thought ready. Just look at the candle. Oh, Benjamin. Okay, Benjamin Franklin. His dad had a candle making business, but he didn't want to do that. So he got into he started. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Manual labor operating machine. Okay, but he really liked books and writing. He wanted to be a writer. So what he did was he got a job at some shop, and he would work on like the machines. Like he was basically like a maintenance man at a printing shop. And so, because his brother had a printing business, so he chose to work for his brother instead of working for their dad. And so, being in the printing business, he would work on the machines and stuff, or like the publishing business. But being there will always be a lot of books and stuff around on all different kinds of subjects. So he would take that time when he was working to like read all the books and get his writing style down and look at stuff from different authors and the way different people wrote. And that was his apprenticeship phase. Like he took that time to really dig in when he was working with his brother. He used what he had around him. Like he put himself in position to use what he had around him. So yeah. and he made less money doing that, but you know it got him right. Okay, so that was the Benjamin Franklin story. Hmm. You know, I'm gonna leave the rest of it for y'all to read. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, uh, Norse mythology. Let me see what I wrote while I wrote that down. Oh, this is something I thought was interesting. Norse mythology is Scandinavian mythology. So it was something he mentioned in the book. I just wrote it down, so I'll look it up later on. Next we have. Okay, it says to really learn something, revert to a childlike mindset, like you need and depend on something or someone. And you know, one of my homeboys, he actually did this a week like a week or two ago. He said something about it, and not in relation to this book, but he just said it. And since I was reading it, it just kind of caught my mind. Where he was like, he was going through this course trying to learn how to do options or whatever. And even though he had been trading for a little while and he had his own way of doing things, he looked at it like he took a step back and said, "Let me treat this like I don't know anything. Let me do everything exactly. Like, let me look at every little piece of information that this guy is giving me, and let me treat it like I don't know what it is." And I feel like you really have to do that from time to time because I feel like as people, we can sometimes feel like we know more than we do, and we can feel like we don't have to bring ourselves down to a certain level. But one part of going up is being able to bring yourself down to a certain level and being humble about things and understanding that you don't know everything. And sometimes you're gonna have to retrace and take a couple steps back before you can, you know, reach the level you trying to get to. Like you're gonna have to take a step back. Like, okay, let me let me figure out the foundation of this. Let me figure out how this really works, so I can have a solid foundation to build upon. Uh, Next, so this is starting chapter 3, and it's called The Alchemy of Knowledge. I think it starts page 95. Oh, let me see. Well, that's not the name of the chapter, but that's a section in the chapter, the Alchemy of Knowledge. And I wrote down, it says Michael Faraday's mentor start. Oh, so there's a guy named Michael Faraday, and he was an inventor, right? And he was going through his apprenticeship phase up under his mentor or whatever. Like, oh, he was a scientist. I think he was a scientist, not an inventor. He was a scientist, and he was going through his apprenticeship phase up under his mentor, and they were getting really really close. And he was basically this guy's right hand man, and he would and at a certain point, the mentor became dependent on Michael really to do a lot of things and get a lot of things done. But Michael, the whole time, he was understanding how this guy thought. He was dissecting his thought processes, and he was, you know, incorporating into his own things and doing his own little experiments in his own free time. And I forgot exactly the experiment that he, cause it was something in science that he disproved or he figured out or something, and he got a lot of notoriety for it. And his mentor started hating on him for it. Like after, like he really started hating on him and trying to like downplay him and like put dirt on his name and stuff like that. After bro, because he got bigger than him. You know what I'm saying? He came up. I'm trying to see what was his name. What was his mentor's name? Uh, Michael Faraday, his parents. Okay, he was a scientist. And was it John Tatum? Oh, no, it was a guy named Davy. What was his first name? Davy. What was his first name? Humphrey Davy. That was his mentor's name, Humphrey Davy. Yeah, Humphrey Davy started hating on him because he got bigger than him. So hey, but that's one of the law. That's one of the laws in 48 Laws of Power. Never outshine the master, even though he wasn't really brought master. But you see how that crossover, like he got bigger than bro, and bro started hating on him. He started trying to tear him down. They love you as long as you up under them. You feel me? They love you as long as you up under them. Yeah. So next, okay. So strategies for acquiring social intelligence. And this starts on page 146. So the first thing is speak through your work. So you ain't really gotta say too much. And what he used to talk about this one was there was a girl, she was in school and she liked to build sculptures and stuff. And she would put in like hella work, like after hours, like when nobody was around. And when people saw her stuff, they'd be like, oh, they thought she was just naturally whatever. But really she was just putting her heart and soul into it and really grinding when like nobody was around. But she never really spoke on it either. Like talking about all the hours she put in and this, that. It was like she just made it look effortless, which is another law in the 48 Laws of Power. I haven't read that book, but I've heard him talk about it. But yeah, so like, man, just let people see what you're doing. Because in the industry she was in, or like the field she was in, I think it was like male dominated or whatever. And people had stuff to say about her, like, because I think she was using like steel, like whatever she was using something uncommon or whatever, and like people would just have stuff to say. But she just kept proving them folk wrong. You feel me? So next, craft the perfect persona. And it's basically like, man, I don't feel like it's being fake. Like it ain't, if you're gonna be in the world and you're gonna be dealing with people or you're gonna be in the public eye, you have to create an image. Not saying this image has to be fake or anything, like you have to be capping about nothing, but you have to create a persona for people to see you as. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, sauce it up. And you gotta be something that fit you and what you're doing. Like you gotta craft it. Like crafting a persona it's a skill. You know what I'm saying? That's basically art. You gotta mold yourself in the public eye. You feel me? It's politics. Politics is part of life. I talked about that in one of my I don't know if I've talked about it yet or I'm gonna talk about it, but that's in one of my little Access Granted videos where I talk about how politics is a part of life. Like you gotta deal with it. See yourself as others see you. Just, be able to take a third person view of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just really be able to step outside of yourself and if you say you talking about dating, would you date you? Think about all the stuff you do. Would you date you? Would you follow you? Would you listen to you if you was somebody else, basically, and this was another person? Think about would you listen to yourself? Would you be able to take a step outside? Would you listen to you? Would you follow you? Real shit. And the fourth one, it says, suffer fools gladly. And I felt like this one was interesting. Let me go back to it. 146. Well, that's where it started at. So, let me see. Craft the perfect persona. Okay. Suffer fools gladly. Yeah. I'm trying to get a little refresher for y'all so I can. Oh, well, all right. This part was 30 minutes. I'm gonna do part 2, and then I'm gonna continue on. So yeah, this mastery part 1.